formula. For healthy joints, get 3 bottles for $47.97 or 1 bottle for $22.97. Get your supply today. Visit us online at riversideTaichi.com/joint balance formula.
Hieroglyphic Visions, a digital marketing services company. We provide digital services for your company, such as flyer design, online marketing, ad placement, logo design, and more. Contact King Gaddy at 706-914-6238 or email at kinggaddy7@gmail.com. Let me bring your vision to fruition. Peace.
Greetings, this is Professor Griff of Public Enemy. Welcome to the Oculus Inc. The Oculus, they are the ultra secret society. They are the ones that manipulate and control your perception. They're actually the gatekeepers of your perception. The Oculus are the ones that actually write the prescription. They are the ones to determine who and why you're seeing what you're actually seeing through signs and symbols. These signs and symbols, we see them every single day. Your banks, your fast food stores, energy companies, gas stations, car companies, sports teams, all of them have signs and symbols that they use in such a way where they speak a language to one another. These are the things that the Oculus controls. The Oculus Inc. Peace, it's Professor Griff, and I am back here on World Star Hit Radio. Y'all already know the show. It's Sirius Mindz. And of course, as we always like to say, Sirius Mindz for Serious Minds. Seriously. I want to thank the good people here at World Star Hip Hop. Why do I keep saying hip hop? Hip hop is on my mind, man. All right. World Star Hit Radio. And of course, as y'all already know, we're about to do some serious things over at Celebrity Media TV also. Good people here got a serious interview in the bag, man. They got it in the vault. I don't know when they're going to release it. I'm going to let them release it when they want to release it. I'm not even going to tell you who I interviewed, man. But we're going to get a few more people up here to interview. Hopefully some of the entertainers and the stars and the football players, basketball players, politicians, whoever you'll need me to kind of sit across from so we can break bread and kind of open up the microphones, open up the dialogue so we can interview them. All right. But in the meantime, in between time, this is Sirius Mindz. And of course, the Sirius Mindz attract Sirius Mindz. And today's show, we got to talk about the sentencing of Bill Cosby. All right. So I'm going to let y'all take a deep breath on that one and get y'all notes together because maybe y'all can help me out. All right. The sentencing of Bill Cosby. Now, you already know on Brother Rich's show, I think it was a year or so ago, we talked about Bill Cosby and all the things that's surrounding Bill Cosby. Today, we're just going to lay out a few things, and I'm going to get your, your opinion, your point of view, your point, just your idea of what the Bill Cosby case as a whole, what does it mean to you? Are you satisfied with the outcome? And I'm going to just throw some questions out there. And we definitely need to dialogue. All right. So with that said, I want to thank all the advertisers that advertise on this show. Too numerous to mention. All right. But if you want to advertise on this show, just give me a call at 678-557-2919 or send me an email at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. That's seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. It looks like I'm going to have to go off the top of the dome because my computer is just not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to hand my computer off so I can get it online. All right, but it's just not doing. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's just doing its own thing. All right. But anyway, it's a different kind of scenery up here. Of course, y'all would normally see the world star hip hop. I don't know what it is, man. I'm gonna have to do a show on hip hop because you know what's happening? I put a few things together to come talk about hip hop having to lose weight, because there's a whole bunch of pork and beefs going on in hip hop, and I wanted to talk about it. I think that's why it's on my mind. The whole idea of the Nicki Minaj, Cardi B kind of thing that's going on. I wanted to talk about this whole drama and static with Eminem. I think I'm gonna save that for celebrity media TV, simply because we need to get some people up there. I don't even want to call it the hot seat, man, but we need to get some people here. The last person that sat in that seat over there wasn't a good look. It just wasn't, man. So in the meantime, between time, we're gonna pass this over also to see what's going on with pause due to poor connection. I'm gonna pull up some notes in front of me, and we just kind of gotta dive in this situation. All right. So to start this conversation about your man Bill Cosby. All right. As y'all can tell, I'm doing this one on the fly. Oh, it's back. All right. We got some connection for IG. All right. So those that are on IG, view it. Nah, I don't want to view. I'm good. Sent a request to be in your live. Nah, I don't want you in my live, dude. They sent a request just to be on. For what? I don't even know you like that. Damn, you understand what I'm saying? Bill Cosby. I'm going to just ask the question just off the rip. Innocent or guilty? What do y'all think? Let me put my glasses on so I can see what some of y'all are talking about. As y'all are thinking about it and pondering that particular question, let me tell you what I think. All right? Now, don't get this twisted at all. I am not saying that the women that he mishandled, regardless of what y'all want to call it, sexual misconduct, sexual whatever, assault, sexual whatever y'all want to call it. I'm saying to y'all, no one should handle any woman like that. White, black, young, old, Muslim, Jew, Gentile, whatever the woman is. Women should not be handled that way. Brothers, if y'all ain't got enough game that y'all are meeting women in the club and you ain't got enough game to spit game, get her phone number, do it the right way, so to speak, to the point where you ain't got to drug them. That's some old school pimp shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's just not healthy. Because what if that was your auntie, your sister, your cousin, and your mama? You wouldn't want anyone handling them in that way. I'm saying to you, Bill Cosby being who Bill Cosby was from the beginning of his career to now, no man should have to drug no woman. Now, let's set that in the proper context, though. Back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, among jazz musicians, heroin was the drug, right? Everybody did it, whatever. The counterculture during the 1960s with the peace and love movement, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and all those Led Zeppelin and the rest of the groups that came out at that particular time, the Band of Gypsies and all these kind of people. People were smoking weed and having free sex. That was the drug at that particular time. Fast forward 10 years later to the 70s. What happened during the 70s? What was the popular drug during the 70s? Come on, talk to me.
Spanish fly.
Spanish fly. People were dropping, and eye drops. People were dropping in people's drink. You understand what I'm saying? But weed was a big thing. This is why some of your uncles and your cousins and your nieces and nephews are still locked up, and the government made the goddamn weed legal now. We'll talk about that at another time. But that was the drug of the 70s. Rolling around to the 80s. 1984 to the end of the 80s, crack and AIDS hit. AIDS. AIDS, Africans in deep shit. Or America's doing the shit. However you look at it, that was the drug, that was the chemical and biological warfare that was going on at that particular time. All right? So that hit us in the 80s. At that particular time, from the end of the 70s to present, hip hop was very, very prevalent then. And hip hop, the frequency and the vibration of hip hop changed, and hip hop was a voice for the voiceless. And I think the government said, you know something, we got to slow this down. All right, so they changed the vibration in hip hop and signed on and co-signed for the gangster thug pimp movement in hip hop. So that frequency was that came out, and I think Dr. Dre sealed it with a kiss with the Chronic album. So everybody wanted to be thugs and gangsters. Then fast forward to the 90s, what's the drug? I don't do drugs, so I gotta ask the people in the audience here, what was the drug in the 90s? Now, mind you, during all this time, people were still throwing them back. Tequila shots and whatever else they were drinking. So now they was mixing it. So Molly and Percocet made its introduction and made its way, all right, into the music culture, into the popular culture, 90s, right on up to today. What was the drug that came out of Russia? What was the name of the drug? People was peeling their fingertips off. Yeah, and now they're selling synthetic weed. And now, back in the 80s and 90s, people were taking Raid and spraying the weed, rolling up so they can get a higher high. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mind you, all of this time, everybody was still having babies. Whether it's in the backseat of a car, at a cheap hotel, motel, or in the luxury of your own home. But nonetheless, the whole sexual revolution, it didn't stop. It didn't stop. And we have to understand that particular dynamic. People became more cautious during the 80s because AIDS hit. All right? With all of the aid campaigns and some of the songs that were out, and then the whole idea of wrapping it up and all this kind of stuff, and cute songs were coming out, and hip-hop artists were putting songs out because of the whole idea of AIDS. People were still getting high and having sex, though. All right? So the people in the audience, help me out. Y'all go to a club and you see a fine sister at the bar. All right? It's not a pickup line, but pickup lines are kind of old. Pickup lines are mainly for white people. We don't need pickup lines. All we got to do is rehearse a goddamn Barry White song, a Teddy Pendergrass song, and we end. You understand what I'm saying? Tell a goddamn joker to win. Conversation started as a rap. But I'm saying to you, the normal conversation at the bar would be what? What are you drinking? Can I buy you a drink? That's the introduction line. Am I right or wrong? If she say no, you know you ain't got a chance in hell. You understand what I'm saying? Especially with them drinks now costing $10 to $15, depending upon what she drinking. I know your ass ain't buying the whole bottle. All right? So the pickup line, not the pickup line, but the introduction line was, what are you drinking? Can I buy you a drink? If she accept the drink, you know you at least got a few minutes of conversation. All right? If she know that she married, got a boyfriend, her boyfriend went to the bathroom, she no thank you, I really appreciate that. I'm here with Lamont. All right, Lamont, if you out there, I don't know you, but I'm just saying. All right? But nonetheless, the idea of accepting the drink, all right, you accepting the conversation, crocodile. That was the name of the drug out of Russia. Damn. I used to talk about that in my lecture, man. They were taking crocodile, you understand what I'm saying? And their skin would peel. And they would cover it up. So you see some people in the summertime in Miami wearing winter coats because they was covering up because you would get rashes and your fingernails would come off. What kind of goddamn drug is that? Black people, we normally stick to weed and a higher form of weed. Mainly we buy from the weed dude at the same person. We ain't going experimenting like that because we saw them dudes in high school hit some shit, got high and never came back down. Am I right or wrong? That shit scared the hell out of us. We said, whatever dude was smoking, I just don't want it. Plain and simple. All right. But now, so when we are in those particular environments, I'm only talking about the environments right now, because some people said Bill Cosby is guilty, but we're not talking about the environment in which Bill Cosby did what he did in order to, A, attract these kind of women, and then know the psychological makeup of these kind of women that he attracted to do this to, numbering over 50 women. I believe it was Life, not Life, pardon me. What magazine were these 50 women on? It'll come to me in a minute. But they had the women, all 50 of them, on the cover of a magazine. It's not Life magazine.
Jet.
It wasn't Jet. It was one of these white magazines, man, the bigger ones.
Rolling Stone
or Time, one of them.
Time magazine. Time magazine gave them the spread and actually gave them time to hear these women's stories. So what I had the pleasure of doing this week was to go read and watch every single woman's story that actually went up on went out there on the news feeds. All right, now check this out. So the environment that Bill Cosby operated in while he was married, all right, as he rose to superstardom as America's trusting dad, all right, that's a critical thing. Because now we're talking about trusting someone, all right, whom the world knows, all right, as Mr. Huxtable, all right. He's safe. He has a family, black family, doctor, wife's a lawyer or something like that. And he gave us something that black TV didn't even give us. But if you roll your mind back, we always had loving couples on TV. And I need y'all to help me out, all right. I'm going to name one of the loving couples and y'all help me out. Remember the Jeffersons? They argued, joked around with one another, but it was still black man and black woman in a household, right or wrong. What other loving couples did we have?
Just on TV?
Yeah, back in those days. I ain't talking about the goddamn Flintstones either. All right? Remember Good Times?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Good Times, they had a loving family. You know, we always had black man and black woman. All right, but we had these kind of derogatory kind of prototypes that America wanted us to get used to seeing these kind of characters. JJ from Good Times and these other kind of characters. I'm saying to you, when Bill Cosby did his thing, what was the movie, the television sitcom, not sitcom, the television show that Bill Cosby was in before he did the Cosby Show? Help me out now. Remember, he was a spy. I Spy. You understand what I'm saying? So he's making his way from stand-up, comedian. There was a couple of movies that he did before that when the turbulent 60s and 70s. Remember the black exploitation era we went through? What movies was he in? Was he in Uptown Saturday Night or something? One of them kind of movies? But Bill Cosby made his mark, all right? Black people trusted him as a comedian. As y'all all know, the comedian can say stuff that I can't say on here and get away with it. So we trusted, we laughed, and we had open arms for the comedian. You understand what I'm saying? And then when he did the black exploitation films, we gave him a pass. Because what they did was they destroyed the music classes at the high schools and the grade schools. They destroyed the youth centers and closed them. Drugs hit the street. Black exploitation movies came out, and then it was on and popping. All right? Mind control at its best. But then when Bill Cosby gave us the Cosby Show, every lawyer, doctor, teacher, politician pointed to that as the go-to show to speak to correct the ills that were going on in the black community, showing a positive man, black man and woman, children growing up in a decent home, in a decent neighborhood, but they still had the issues that they had. You understand what I'm saying? Wrestling and tussling sometimes with racism, white supremacy, and whatever else they had to deal with. All right? Beautiful thing, but we just saw it. We just saw it through a different lens. All right? Dr. Huxtable. All right? What happened? During this whole period of time now, there were 50 women that came out and said Bill Cosby drugged them. All right? So let's talk about that for a minute. The whole idea of sex and the drug culture. How does that go? How does that go hand in hand? And why is it that a Bill Cosby had to stoop to such a level of having to drug women? Trust me, I'm only giving you an example. All right? Because I'm a married man and I don't want to be on here talking about if I was Bill Cosby, I would have did it this way. No, we're not even going to go down that. We're not even going to go down that street. But let me tell you like this. For a man of that stature, right? That much prominence, being on TV every week, the wealth he's amassed, how he influenced generations, how he influenced different kinds of people. Let me say something here. Why would anyone of that stature need to drug anybody to get some sex? When all of us in this room probably know, and it's sad that we don't have a woman in this room to give us the counterpoint, but all of us have been in that situation where it's like, yo, it's damn near being thrown at you. A couple of times it hit me in the shoulder. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, Ma, I'm good. I'm good with that. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm saying to you, it don't take that goddamn much, especially for you to be dealing with 4 and 5 women at a time and you married. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand, Bill. But we got to understand 3 things at this particular point. The environment, the mindset of the women, and the mindset of Bill Cosby. I asked some very critical questions like, A, where did he get the drugs from? And did the pharmacist that he got the drugs from know? But if you Bill Cosby, like Flavor Flav, when we was on tour, everywhere we went, they was coming with dope. Cocaine, weed, you can get that anytime you want, free, if you Flavor Flav. What's up, Flav? I'm just saying, if you're an entertainer, you could pretty much get that free. Sometimes we would walk into the club and, look, let me buy you a drink, Flav, what you drinking? They do that to me, knowing I don't even drink. I'm like, nah, I'm good, but you give me that cranberry juice. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, that happens when you're an entertainer. I'm saying what Bill Cosby, was the pharmacist giving him the pills? All right? Let's look at the mindset now of the average woman that would fall for Bill Cosby's BS. Now, I got to do a disclaimer. All right? I got to do a disclaimer. At no time should any woman be raped. I'm saying that to say this. I have daughters. All right? I have a wife. I got sisters. I got elders that are mothers and grandmothers. All right? If I ever get that phone call that an old ass 81-year-old, I don't give a damn how old your ass is, violate anyone that I know, and if I get that phone call, we ain't got to worry about trial, jury, judge, a ride to the bank, none of that stuff. We just ain't got to worry about that. Y'all not going to need that. All right? Trust me, that's how it's going down. I'm not sending out a subtle threat. I'm only 5'5", 5.5", $152 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not issuing any threats, but I'm saying it'll be on and popping and pack a motherfucking lunch. All right? Plain and simple. Thank you. So now, you're going to see that shit on World Star. Anyway, I'm just saying, let's just keep it a buck, keep it 100. All right? Let's just keep it real with one. I'm talking about real. R-E-E-L and R-E-A-L. However you want to spell it. All right? What is the mindset of a woman that's going to Bill Cosby that wants to help him, asking him to help her launch her acting career? All right? That's innocent. There's about 4 or 5 women that have called me just this year, this alone, help me get put on. I'm like, put on what? Goddamn thing is such thing as a record company nowadays. Everybody doing their own thing. With the advent of the internet, shit, you can go to CD Baby, 1RPM, TuneCore, DistroKid, any of them, to get your song distributed. Couple of $100. All right, so you ain't got to go to nobody get put on. That's old school language. That paradigm is dead. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying to y'all, if a woman is trying to launch her career in acting and they go to a person like Bill Cosby, who obviously have connects, all right, that is very innocent. For him to take advantage of that, that's a whole different story. Some of y'all have written these women off as gold diggers. I heard their stories. Some of the women are not even suing him in civil court because they don't even want to be viewed that way. They said, to hell with the money. I'd rather see him go to jail for violating me. All right? And that's just real. And that's how we have to look at it. I'm just saying, conversation that I had with Soleil, he could not have done that to Shaliqua or Shaquana or one of them chicks from the hood. It would have been a whole different story. You understand what I'm saying? She'd have came back with her country ass cousin, Peanut, Man, Twan, and the rest of them would have been surrounding Bill Cosby's house. Am I right or wrong? Cosby would have had a problem. I think where Bill Cosby lost me is when Bill Cosby toured the country talking straight trash talk about young black men. He went on tour talking about young black men. Some of the points I was in the audience. Some of the points that he was making, I mean, he was spot on what he was saying. But the venomous way he said it, like he was attacking young men. And I said at the end of the day, at the end of the speech, bro, you a billionaire twice over. You can't take some of them funds to say to Professor Griff and the S1Ws, look, I need y'all to set up some programs across the country so we can help young black men come from boyhood to manhood. It's called the Rites of Passage program that he could have financed. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we could have took the young brothers coming out of jail, out of juvie. You understand what I'm saying? We would have made a deal with the government. Look, before you reintroduce them back into society and send them back into a toxic environment back in the hood, give them to us for a month. We would have taught them how to dress, teach them how to speak properly, teach them how to fill out an application and a resume. Do you understand what I'm saying? Start a bank account. Bill Cosby, you could have done that. All you had to do is call me. My phone number is 6. Well, you can't call me now because your ass on lockdown. But I'm saying, get your people to call me, man. 678-557-2919. It's just that simple. We could have set those programs up. We could have went through, if you need validation and you need to checkpoint where the money is going, the money didn't even have to touch our hands. You could have ran it through another organization, which would have gave you an accounting. 100 Black Men is an organization you could have ran it through. You could have ran it through the Kappas or the Omegas or the Nation of Islam or the Church of God in Christ, under Christ, over Christ, no goddamn Christ. Anywhere you could have done it. Nonetheless, we could have put the program in place. That's my point. All right? So you could have done that. But no, you didn't do that, Bill Cosby. You traveled around the country dogging black men. All right? And we felt the sting. We felt the sting. All right? Most of y'all that is sitting back with money can do something about these white cops shooting down black teenagers all across this country. But what are y'all doing? All right? Don't come to me with the Colin Kaepernick thing. The man is doing more. They came at Colin Kaepernick because they say Colin Kaepernick ain't black. Shit, come to my family reunion. There's a few Colin Kaepernicks. Probably a few people lighter than Colin Kaepernick at the goddamn family reunion. You know, black families when we were growing up, there's been 2 or 3 people that lived at my house that wasn't related to me. But because we had a large house and we was a large family, we took people in. Plain and simple. All right, Big Mama down the street took people in, right or wrong. And we ain't got to go through the adoption papers. They just lived at your damn house. Everybody had that family in the black community. All right? And that's real talk. So I'm saying, Bill Cosby disrespected black men all across this country. All right? Now, the law of karma states what goes around comes around. We say it a little bit more critical in the hood. You don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just real. So now that it's coming around, Bill Cosby, all right, you wouldn't even speak to defend yourself. We wanted to hear from you, bruh. Now, what did they charge him with? They said Bill Cosby was a violent sexual predator. Wait a minute. He got 3 to 10. Some of your relatives have been to jail that got 3 to 10. That's a attempt murder charge, 3 to 10. Am I right or wrong? That's them pulling you over and catching you with crack, a couple of guns, some stolen credit cards, and some other shit in the trunk. 3 to 10. You understand what I'm saying? But check this out. Kavanaugh. Y'all scratching your heads right now. Who the fuck is Kavanaugh? You know the dude that's running for office right now. One of the highest offices in the land. All right? He done sexually molested a few people. Nothing from y'all. Nothing from white people. I hear a few. Let me take that back. I did hear a few white people come at Kavanaugh like, look, man, you will not be sitting in that safe seat for what you did to the young women that you sexually molested. All right? we can call the roll. I'll start off and maybe y'all can help me. Big wigs. How about Hustle Simmons? We can call the roll. Go to Google and put in A-list celebrities, all right, that's been charged with sexually molesting and attacking women. So since the hashtag Me Too movement has started, they taken down a lot of people. And it's been over 50 men that they've chopped down since the Me Too movement. But guess what? Bill Cosby was the only and the first one to go to jail. Who was the dude that escaped and left the country other than Russell Simmons? Weinstein. Weinstein said, fuck that. He started packing his bag as soon as he saw his name on the news, man. You understand? Got out of town. All right? You know what they do? They go to one of these countries that doesn't have an extradition treaty. That don't have an extradition treaty, so they can't be brought back to America. All right? But there's a way around that. You understand what I'm saying? So what they'll do is freeze your assets here. But a lot of them are smart. A lot of them got their monies in Belize and other neutral countries. You understand what I'm saying? We have to understand that. Roman Polanski was one of them. All right? So now what they're doing is they're selecting black people. So now they're going to start from hip-hop and work their way on up. They're going to start at Nelly. Then they're going to move over to R. Kelly. Then Ben Vereen. Then a few other black A-listers. And they're going to work this. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. They chopped down Bill Cosby. What makes you think you ain't next? What makes us think that Quincy Jones ain't next? All right, they already got their radar and their scope on R. Kelly and Nelly. You understand what I'm saying? So they came after Ben Affleck. They came after a few people. You understand what I'm saying? They came after Steven Seagal, but they didn't make a big issue because some of these people are paying them money under the table to keep it quiet. All right, so we have to understand that particular dynamic. So I'm saying to you, if Bill Cosby ain't safe, you know damn well none of y'all ain't safe. You understand what I'm saying? If it's not in your past and in your history, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. Let me tell you something, man. I had this discussion with my wife and I said, listen, straight up, anybody from my past come up talking about I did whatever. I'm like, listen, if you got this shit put on your forehead and you doing all kind of tricks and all that, that's on your ass. That ain't on me. Shit. You understand what I'm saying? But nowadays, you got to get an affidavit. You got to get a consensual consent form signed, eye retina scan, fucking thumbprint. You understand what I'm saying? You got them have them sign the fucking condom, and you got to save it in a plastic bag for evidence. Sex ain't goddamn safe on no damn level. The CDC have reported that they have diseases that are out there now that don't even have names, man. They got numbers, and some of them are airborne. So that old white dude in the third row at the movie theater coughing and you looking back, it's like, yeah, man. Why you think Chinese people be running around with masks on? They must know something that we don't know. They know something that we don't know, and that's real. All right? So let's get down to Bill Cosby, a violent sexual predator. They said when he gets out, if he gets out, I'm saying to y'all 3 to 10, the man is 81. If he does all 10, he coming out at 90. Your senior citizen card is fucking rusty as hell. You understand what I'm saying? AARP and the rest of them cards is like... they're
He might just do a year and a half, right?
He might do a buck and a half and get out good behavior. They might put the ankle bracelet on him and let him ride the rest of the year and a half out at home. That's just real talk.
I think the women were loose, man.
I think the vast majority of them women were loose. The vast majority of them women were loose. They cooked up the story. But I'm saying to y'all, I don't give a damn what woman was loose. No woman deserves to be violated. Y'all gotta admit, out of 50 women, somebody came there looking for a come up. If y'all say that and y'all not being honest with yourselves, stop that. Don't play games with me. Do not leave a nasty comment under this. Some of them women that came to Bill Cosby wanted to come for a come up. Plain and simple. Even the one that came for the come up did not deserve to be raped or sexually molested or handled in the way that they were handled. Plain and simple. My question to some of y'all is, why when some of the women were violated not once, not twice, but 3 times, came back? What were they looking for? These questions, man, is plaguing my brain. What are they looking for? So we need to understand this particular dynamic. All right, something must be going on with the Wi-Fi because none of these things are working. For real. So we have to understand the dynamic, the environment, the mindset of a Bill Cosby and the mindset of some of these women. All right, we have to understand that particular dynamic. All right, and that's just real, plain and simple. So to have Bill Cosby go to jail as a violent sexual predator, all right, and you can't go after, I'm gonna say this, and I don't want none of y'all take it the wrong way. Malcolm X said, when you throw a rock in a crowd of dogs, the only one that hollers the one that get hit. Don't take this shit personal. As of last year, or the middle of this year, they have done raids and rounded up pedophile priests. Pedophile priests. They rounded up 50 at a time, 100 at a time. None of which are serving time. None of which are getting convicted. Some of them are living their lives, still doing what they're doing, just getting moved around the country or to different countries. Plain and simple. We don't find them getting brought on trial and brought before the world, getting walked out of the courtroom in handcuffs, having to go to jail as a violent predator, sexual predator. We don't find this with the pedophile priest. My question to you is, why not? Why not? I'm just asking the question. You round up 50 at a time and none of them go to trial? All right? You find them guilty and we don't hear about what happened with the court case, how much time they got. Do they got to pay court costs and all this kind of stuff? Bill Cosby had to pay $25 plus the prosecution fees. All right? And he had to give the white woman a tip on the way out of the courtroom. What the heck? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, is it racism? Is it racism, white supremacy at its best on how they handled Bill Cosby? I'm just asking the question. Under the 9 areas of people activity, law is one of them. Entertainment is another. These are 2 aspects that we have to look into. Are entertainers above the law? Are actors and football players and basketball players, are they above the law? All right? We have to dive into these things because this is speaking to aspects way beyond the Bill Cosby. All right? And we need to know and understand that. All right? I'm waiting for my to get back on live so I can take some of y'all's questions. All right? Let me see if I can pull up my own network here while they're working on that one over there. Share. Yeah, done. Okay. Let me see if I can go on here. So we're talking about, those of y'all that are just tuning in, we're talking about Bill Cosby. We're talking about, is it racism, white supremacy? Was Bill Cosby innocent or is Bill Cosby guilty? We're talking about whether or not if Bill Cosby deserved the 3 to 10 that they gave them. We're talking about, did Bill Cosby deserve to be handled as a violent sexual predator? All right? For a psych to go into and probe his mind to see whether or not if the bail is granted and he's able to go home, will Bill Cosby do this again to other women? All right. All of these questions we have to ask. All right. Simply because I'm saying to you, they brought down Bill Cosby. All right. They handled Michael Jackson. They handled all of those that they think they may change the course of our thinking throughout the years. And we're losing our elders at a rapid rate. All right. And we really truly need to get back on our job and preserving the legacy. All right. Different legacies. We need to preserve the legacy of a Don Cornelius. We need to preserve the legacy of a James Brown. We need to preserve the legacy of a Michael Jackson. We need to preserve the legacy of Prince. We need to preserve the legacy of a Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire. We need to preserve the legacy of the Black Panther Party, of the Nation of Islam's legacy, of Marcus Garvey's legacy, Noble Drew Ali's legacy, Dr. Francis Cresswell's, and Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. I could go on and on. We need to preserve the legacy because when our children's children read about what happened on this day, we got to be able to look them square in the eyes and say what happened. All right? Bill Cosby's sentencing. I mean, it's a hell of a thing. And it's permeating the news channels. Bill Cosby's publicist Andrew Wyatt claims both Cosby and Brett Kavanaugh are victims of a sexual war. Do y'all think and believe that a sexual war is going on right now? Is there a sexual war going right now? Bill Cosby has been sentenced to 3 to 10 years for drugging and sexually assaulting many women over the course of many years. His survivors have been sentenced to a lifetime of brutal memories and trauma for daring to exist in the first damn place. Wow. As I've said often on this broadcast, no woman, whether they were on the come up or they were just coming to Bill Cosby to seek some advice from a mentor and from an elder in the game, no woman should be raped or sexually mishandled or handled in any kind of sexual way. All right? I don't want to traumatize the women anymore, so I'm not going to mention their names. All right? I'm not going to mention certain things because they didn't deserve that, and they don't deserve this, having to kind of relive that trauma and get re-stimulated all over again. They don't deserve that. All right? Peace, Khalid El Hakim. Peace, Sean. All right? Did Bill Cosby deserve the sentence that they gave him? All right? I'm opening it up for the last 15 minutes of the broadcast. I'm opening it up. I need to hear from y'all. I know it keeps freezing. All right? I'm on my network, and that's what I think that's what my phone is on, and I think that's what my computer's on, my network. All right? What did the judge say? I'm gonna tag. Okay, I thought it was my phone. No, it's not your phone. It keeps freezing. All right, people are saying it keeps freezing. All right. You know what we're going to do up here? We're going to get a dedicated server so we can broadcast directly. All right. Bill Cosby, once known as America's Dad, was sentenced Tuesday to 3 to 10 years in state prison. Now, I don't know about y'all. I've been to a lot of prisons. All right. State time is different from Fed time. I think I said this on Brother Richard's show. State time is different from Fed time. All right? Y'all need to understand that. All right? Cosby's bail was revoked, and he was escorted from the courtroom in handcuffs before the world. All right? Why do you think that's necessary to do that to a black man when you can't even bring Harvey Weinstein in? All right? This was a serious crime, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania Judge Stephen O'Neill said. Mr. Cosby. Okay.
I'll go to it.
Okay. Mr. Cosby. I think it's right there. Wow, that connection is good enough. No, I'm good. I got it right here. Cosby says, Mr. Cosby, this has all circled back to you. Damn, that's the law of karma. All right. The day has come and the time has come. Cosby convicted in April of aggravated indecent assault. Declined to speak to the court prior to the sentence. His attorneys have said they intend to file an appeal. Now, with the filing of an appeal, of course, is there water out there? John, is there water out there? All right. Not Chen can get it. It's over by the little refreshment. I think it's part of the coffee maker. Make sure you don't give me the hot water, bro. Cosby was booked into a Montgomery County Correctional Facility and will be transferred to SCI Phoenix, a state prison in Collegeville, according to Corey Emerson, public affairs manager for Montgomery County. They said they're going to take Cosby in and treat him like they treat any other inmate, any other prisoner. All right. What do y'all think about this? All right. What do y'all think about the sentencing? What do y'all think about Bill Cosby? And before it gets too late, October 7th, I'm launching the app. So the app is free, and I think it's $9.95 per month. And you can kind of take advantage of everything that's going to be on the app. And I think it's over a dozen, 12 different things on the app. Over 12 different things that you can take advantage of on the app. Some of the things on there are taking a lot longer to build out, but nonetheless, all right, the app will be launched October 7th. All right. All right, so what do y'all think about the Bill Cosby situation? I want to hear from y'all. Thanks, man. I think that is an old playbook. Get something on him, control him, and maybe him trying to buy NBC. What do y'all think about that? But because he tried to buy NBC, is that a reason to send women his way and try him as a sexually violent predator and put him in jail? What does you buying a network got to do with anything? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. It keeps breaking up. We already know that. We got you. We're just doing the best that we can. All right? We doing that, man, because, that's like World Star buying the building that we in. So all of a sudden they come after the people that run and own World Star? Stop that. They might. I'm not sure. With the advent of the internet, having an NBC network is not that critical nowadays. Hell, people have built networks. TMZ is the case. Facebook. So just because you buy a network, there ain't no reason for somebody to kill you. So let's be realistic about this thing. Does it keep pausing only for me? Nope. It's the network that's doing it. They're numbing us up. John Trey, numbing us up for what? All right. What are they numbing us up for? Come on. We have to be, we just can't put blanket statements out there. All right. There's a reason why we have to make sense of it all. Come on. Y'all talk to me. We have to make sense of it all. We can't just say, okay, they came after him and they killed Ennis, his son, on the side of a road somewhere because he wanted to buy a network. Come on. Y'all got to come better than that. All right. Y'all act like, because I go into Starbucks and I want to buy the most expensive fucking Frappuccino, now we got to kill him. You understand what I'm saying? Be real, man. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. It's a lot deeper than that. All right? We got to understand the particular dynamics of what's going on with a person like Bill Cosby. And what does a Bill Cosby mean to the vast majority of us? All right? Most of us are not walking around with $1 billion. Most of us don't have that particular influence. All right. So what would World Star Hit Radio look like if they had the resources of a Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby. All right. This would be a vastly different kind of setup, man. You understand what I'm saying? We could set the shows up from home or from our phones. By the time we walk in, All right, Professor Griff, would you like something to drink? Powder your face, bring you in. You understand what I'm saying? Sit you down, and you're on in 1 minute, Professor Griff. Anything that we... Nah, the car would have picked me up at my front door at home, drove me here, and it would have been on and popping. All right? So the whole idea would have been the whole look would be vastly different. But no, but because we're brothers in the struggle, and then we have to struggle to get every dime, to do every broadcast. All right? And I think this is very real, and we need to understand this and look at it for exactly what it is, man. This is real life that we talking about. This ain't no play stuff. All right? We got to fight for every view, every hit, every thumbs up, every person that we can get on here, for the few people that we even get on here every single week. All right? Because you know those people are hard at work. When did they hack World Star, man? How many different viruses did they send, man?
3,000.
They sent 3,000 viruses to World Star.
2 times.
2 times. This year. Shit.
A month and a half ago.
A month and a half ago. So you don't understand the struggles behind the scene on what we got to go through to do a broadcast. And then when we do something like do a Patreon page for y'all to support, we get like $14, $10, $2. Come on, y'all. Matter of fact, while we're on that, y'all can support this broadcast right here. Go to www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corporation, or Professor Griff Corp, pardon me. Professor Griff Corp. Donate $1, $2. All right. If the 149 people that are on IG right now, and the 200 people that are on Facebook Live, come on. If everybody said, okay, I'm gonna donate $5 by the time the broadcast ends, www.paypal.me/Professor Griff Corp. All right. Or just go to my website, www.professorgriff.me. And hit the donate button. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right? So you can say, no, Professor Griff, I do support you, and I support the cause. Keep being strong. Keep doing what you're doing. All right? If it wasn't for the people here at World Star and World Star Hit Radio and Celebrity Media TV, I wouldn't be doing this broadcast. Even when the Wednesdays I'm not here, they're doing rebroadcasts. That take manpower, man. That take owning your own server and putting the information back up so we can continuously educate our people. I do support you also. Thank you, Diva55. I really appreciate that. I don't care if you gave a nickel, a dime, sent me some resources, a prayer, or whatever. It's cool to get the change, but the money that folds is always better. But I do support you, and I appreciate your support, rather, Diva55. Thank you very much. All right? If any of y'all can support by running an ad on the show. That's one of the ways you can support. All right. The energy don't have to only flow one way; it can flow the other way. I can give back. You could say, okay, I'm gonna download your app October 7th and support that, and I'm gonna sign up for 3 months. All right, for $9.95 for the 3 months. That's $30. All right, that's a way to support. Take the information that I'm giving right now and send it out to people. I'm going to put out a flyer for the app and a commercial. Take the flyer and the commercial and send it out to people about the app so people can download the app. All right, for the month of October, we're looking for 1,000 people in 30 days to download the app. All right, 1,000 people. The name of the app is Sirius Mindz. All right, it will be available October 7th. The Apple Store and Google Play. All right, free. All right. So when I go to do a lecture at a coffee shop and it can only hold 25 people because that's the only place I could get in town, all right, I'll be able to set up the camera and broadcast it live to wherever you are to your phone through the app. I think that's dope. What you think about that? I think that's dope. So if I'm traveling and I run into Bill Cosby on the street, you understand what I'm saying? Say, yo, Bill, what's poppin'? What's good? You mind if I do an interview? You know how many people I ran into at the airport? All right, I'll be able to take this phone and go on a network, my own network from this phone, and take this phone with one of these stands and set it up and sit right next to somebody and do an interview live through the app. You ain't got to go on www nothing. You already have the app in your phone. It'll send you a notification of what I'm doing. That, to me, is, man, I can then go, all right, for your $9.95 per month, you can download a virtual library card to Professor Griff's library, and you'll have access to 1,000 books. Well, how the hell are you going to do that, Professor Griff? What's wrong with your financing me, right? I go to the foundation of Occupant House, but Rudy got 20 books that he put out. I can say for a certain amount of fee every month that I'm going to pay y'all, can I put those books in my library? He getting a fee every month. He don't mind. Can I go to the Amos Wilson Foundation? Amos Wilson got 12 books. Can I go to the Dr. Frances Cress Wilson Foundation and get all those papers that she wrote and put them in the virtual library so you can have access to them? Yeah. Can I go to the Ivan Van Sertima Foundation and talk to them about the 20 books he got? Dr. Ben Foundation, Dr. John Henry Clark Foundation. Can I go to the Nation of Islam and sit down and talk to Minister Farrakhan and say, listen, I want to put all Elijah Muhammad's work, Theology of Time, the Problem Book, and all that other stuff, I want to put it up in the virtual library. Well, who's gonna read this stuff? I said, anybody that downloads the app. Then y'all are putting me in a position where I can give donations to all of those foundations every month or 4 times a year. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with our brothers struggling on the front lines, and if they get locked down, then we have enough money in the bank so that we can go hire a lawyer for the brothers that got locked down? What if Professor Griff get locked down? You understand what I'm saying? Can y'all, is there a fund? Can y'all come to my aid? Because you know they done it for me. We have to understand. We have to understand what is wrong with this. What is wrong with on the app, right? I have a conscious playlist of songs. Whoo, that just sent chills up my spine. So every 2 weeks we put in, what's the new conscious song? Because you know radio ain't gonna play it. They ain't gonna play it in the club. You understand what I'm saying? And what if I said to y'all, in order for y'all to get into that particular area, y'all gotta be paying the $9.95, and for the person that want to submit a song, you can submit a song for $5. And we'll have some people say, well, listen to the song. Of course, you can't be talking about bitch, nigga, hoe, face down, ass up, get rich or die trying. None of them themes. It got to be conscious in order for it to make the playlist. And then we celebrate those conscious people making the conscious songs, and we promote them. You understand what I'm saying? In order to submit a song, it costs $5. All right? The top 10. We'll give it a name. We'll create something on the app where you can come on the app and listen to conscious music with no cursing. I think that's dope. Like, that's 4 or 5 things I gave y'all right there. Is that worth $9.95 a month? Come on, man. Come on. I go to the red pill and blue pill lecture. I said, for a certain donation, is it possible that I can stream live to the people that downloaded my app? Of course, Professor Griff, no problem, man. Where you want to set your camera up? Right here. Gush. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't got to send y'all a link or nothing. Y'all get a notification that I'm live at the red pill and blue pill lecture. And here we are. Y'all getting it. I'm here at Phil Valentine's lecture. I'm Brother Rich doing something in New York. I fly to New York. Here I am, Professor Griff, live on the Sirius Mindz app. Y'all don't got the app? Well, y'all better download it. We about to get started. You understand what I'm saying? That's real, man. And guess what? I'm at the spot where World Star is doing something live, featuring T.I. and Jeezy and some other people, and Professor Griff is backstage. All right? You got to pay to get in, though. You got to have the app for $9.95, and it's a 2-drink minimum and shit. What's the drink? yo, we could get one of these vegan drinks, man, and tie that in. And we could send you a voucher where you can get a vegan drink from Helpful Essence. We could tie the restaurant in. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we good. And then guess what? I could turn around, and for all your entrepreneurs out there, I could say, I tell y'all what, it cost me 5 stacks to get my app built. I'm going to tell them to create yours. Look, 2,500, 2 stacks. 2 stacks, 2,500. You can get your own app. I think I'll ask the developers to work through me. As long as they come through me, we can get your own app. So WorldStar can have its own app. I'm just saying. Red Pill and Blue Pill can have their own app. Sinetta can have its own app. He ain't got to worry about getting shut down like Alex Jones. All right, we can get the Nation of Islam their own app. You follow what I'm saying? That's just real. So you know if they shut me down on social media, y'all ain't got to worry about that because I got my own app. I ain't worried about Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We could just use them for advertisements. A space to advertise. Other than that, y'all can just go ahead and get the app and I can talk to y'all directly. Now, if they go up fucking with the satellites and all that shit, I ain't got no control over that, man. For real. I just don't. I'm just saying. I want to be able to do a lecture any and everywhere I see fit for free. I can do that if y'all support the app. Right? I'm going to be at this place on Thursday at the so-and-so cafe, at the vegan spot, whatever. And even if 5 people show up for free, I can broadcast to 500 people. Tell me that ain't dope. What are you really saying? What do you mean, what am I really saying? Shit, I said it. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum app. Everywhere that I go with the Black History 101 Mobile Museum and wherever we set up, you'll be able to see what we're doing live. All right? How many more things do I need to mention? Thank you. Tell them, sister, I'm saying it. What do you mean, what am I saying? I'm saying it. It's an app for us to be free of them people that want to shut us down. So then when you go to make your song and ain't nobody playing it, you know you can get it played with Professor Griff on my top 10 list of conscious songs to be played. If you're doing an event and you need me to advertise your event, if you know I got 10,000 people that downloaded my app, right? You can say, okay, I want to advertise through Professor Griff's app. Done deal. Let's make it happen. Done deal. That's 5 different ways I gave you that we can kind of manipulate this app situation. I don't know why there shouldn't be no pushback. Guess what? When you get your own app, you can customize your own app. No, not understand what I'm saying. I don't even know how to say it, man. You can customize your own. How you customize your own app? You ain't never heard of that. Go to any developer right now and get a price to get an app built, and you got all of these things on your app. Tell me how much you think that's going to cost y'all. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing, man. This is that day. I will pass this on in 24-hour turnaround. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I got to close this broadcast out because I've been up here too long. But I'm saying to y'all, all right, October 7th, the app is going to launch. Of course, y'all know the first week or so, we got to iron out the kinks. Because once you get 1,000 people downloading the same app, it's going to pull on the server. All right? but everything should be, we doing a test run. All right, we should be good. All right, but this is going to be the prototype for everyone else that want to be free as a media news source for us to give news. All right, so we have to understand that particular dynamic. Y'all know when y'all go to the hotel, the goddamn Wi-Fi barely work. You understand what I'm saying? We need to be able to be free and independent. All right, if you got a business, if you're an entrepreneur, all right, and you need maximum exposure because you ain't got time to post stuff on 5 different mediums 3 times a day. Who the hell can do that? If y'all know any media strategists out there, social media strategists, can you tell them to call me? 678-557-2919. I'm talking about somebody that knows social media that want to get paid for putting stuff on platforms. All right? And they know how to do that. Tell them to give me a call. All right, it's a different warfare nowadays, man. It's a whole different way business is warfare. It's a whole different way they playing this game. All right? All right, cool. This is Professor Griff for World Star Hit Radio. All right? Celebrity Media TV, and of course for Sirius Mindz. All right, this is Professor Griff. I'm signing out. Sirius Mindz for Sirius Mindz. Seriously, I love y'all to life. Revolution is not an event. It's a process, man. Peace. I'm outie 5 G's. Peace.
Joint Balance Formula. For healthy joints, get 3 bottles for $47.97 or 1 bottle for $22.97. Get your supply today. Visit us online at riverside.com/joint balance formula.
Hieroglyphic Visions, a digital marketing services company. We provide digital services for your company, such as flyer design, online marketing, ad placement, logo design, and more. Contact King Gaggy at 706-914-6238 or email at kinggaggy7@gmail.com. Let me bring your vision to fruition. Peace.
Greetings, this is Professor Griff of Public Enemy. Welcome to the Oculus Inc. The Oculus, they are the ultra secret society. They are the ones that manipulate and control your perception. They're actually the gatekeepers of your perception. The Oculus are the ones that actually write the prescription. They are the ones to determine who and why you're seeing what you're actually seeing through signs and symbols. These signs and symbols We see them every single day. Your banks, your fast food stores, energy companies, gas stations, car companies, sports teams. All of them have signs and symbols that they use in such a way where they speak a language to one another. These are the things that the Oculus controls. The Oculus Inc.
Put on your war clothes, hear the war cry. fruit and blood on